And we end today with growing tensions between the United States and Venezuela. In a dangerous escalation, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has announced the deployment of more than 4.5 million militia across the country. Maduro's remarks followed reports suggesting that the United States has deployed guided missile destroyers off Venezuelan waters. The move aligns with the Trump administration's bid to cut down drug trafficking. And the U.S. has also raised the bounty on Maduro's arrest to $50 million from the previously imposed $25 million. Now, onlookers are wondering if this latest standoff is a prelude to something bigger. Our final story explores.
4.5 million militia members, prepared, activated and armed, will be out marching in cities across Venezuela. This is Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro's special strategy to counter threats from the United States.
This week, I will activate a special plan to guarantee coverage with more than 4,500,000 militiamen throughout the national territory. Militias prepared, activated, and armed.
He has also activated the new peace squadrons to guard Caracas and patrol its neighborhoods. These units comprise the police, the military, and community organizations.
The militia is integrated into all peace squadrons. With the plan we are developing to activate the militia throughout the country, from north to south, from east to west, and all defensive capabilities so that no one will ever touch Venezuela.
But why is Venezuela up in arms? And what is this US threat that Maduro is referring to? It started with US President Donald Trump's vow to wipe out foreign cartels trafficking drugs into American borders. Washington launched anti-drug operations across Venezuela. The US also announced a bounty on Nicolas Maduro, doubled it to $50 million, and seized assets linked to him.
The DOJ has seized over $700 million of Maduro-linked assets, including 2 private jets, 9 vehicles, and more. Yet Maduro's reign of terror continues. He is one of the largest narco-traffickers in the world and a threat to our national security. Therefore, we've doubled his reward to $50 million.
The US says Maduro is one of the world's largest drug traffickers and a threat to its national security. It accuses Maduro of leading Latin American drug trafficking gang Cartel de los Soles. So America wants Maduro behind bars. The Trump administration has also imposed sanctions against the Maduro government and Cartel de los Soles and accused the gang of shipping hundreds of tons of narcotics into the United States.
The Department of Justice and State Department are announcing a historic $50 million reward for information leading to the arrest of Nicolas Maduro. Maduro uses foreign terrorist organizations like TDA, Sinaloa, and Cartel of the Suns to bring deadly drugs and violence into our country.
The US military has also reportedly deployed several naval vessels, including guided missile destroyers, to waters off Venezuela. 4,000 military personnel have also been reportedly deployed. The Trump administration says the action is part of its broader anti-narcotics campaign. Caracas called these actions provocative and hostile. Maduro described the US threats as extravagant, bizarre, outlandish, and called them rotten rehashes. As Maduro remained defiant, Washington even targeted the Venezuelan economy. The Trump administration announced a 25% tariff on imports from the countries buying Venezuelan oil or gas. In 2020, during Trump's first presidency, Maduro and his allies were indicted by a US federal court on drug charges, including those of involvement in a narco-terrorism conspiracy. The Venezuelan government, however, denies these accusations.
Those same immoral people are trying to say here that our commander-in-chief, Nicolas Maduro, is a drug trafficker, that the Minister of Defense is a drug trafficker. It is disrespectful to the people of Venezuela.
Washington and Caracas have not had formal bilateral ties since 2019. The White House says it does not see Maduro as a legitimate president and that the 2024 elections, where Maduro retained power, were a sham. Even the Venezuelan electoral authorities failed to provide a detailed vote count of the polls to back his victory claims. The country's opposition leader, Edmundo Gonzalez, who called out the farce election result, had to leave Venezuela. He alleged that he was forced to accept Maduro's victory. So far, Maduro's rule has done little to favor Venezuelans. Over the past 10 years, about 7.7 million Venezuelans have fled the country. This is due to shortages of essential goods and skyrocketing inflation. Venezuela continues to reel under a growing drug menace and economic isolation. And Maduro's growing rivalry with the US only seems to be adding to the woes of its people.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
At $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion kakarjo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
$1 trilhão.
Portuguese,
Por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select the language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.